The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you can post your comments whether you agree with yours truly or not. And also, I really urge you to join my Twitter feed on that blog, because there are news updates constantly being spewed out on that Twitter feed, and they are issues that you need to know about if you want to discuss matters articulately and with a degree of knowledge here on Paltalk, whether on News Talk Online or elsewhere as you go throughout the Paltalk diaspora. That's the place to find out what's really going on and to keep you knowledgeable and to help you refute stupid arguments made by people who don't know what they're talking about. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, well, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten, still fired up today as I was yesterday. I'm going to tell you why, and then we're going to get into the issue of the day. As you know, yesterday I could not contain myself over the stupid comments that the president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, made at the Durban II UN conference against racism at Geneva. His comments prompting every single Western diplomat in the House to get up and walk out of the auditorium. It was such a moving moment that even the journalists up in the press galley applauded as they walked out. And the idiot said thank you, thinking they were applauding him. Duh. Okay, well, anyway, did you see what happened after that? Look at the blog. Mr. Wiesel, Elie Wiesel, you know, the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize winning Holocaust survivor, you know, the Holocaust that this idiot said never happened, who fights for human rights for all people, including Muslims, and I applaud him in those efforts. He walks out of the conference, and a member of the Iranian delegation, a diplomat no less, starts yelling at him, Zionist Nazi, Zionist Nazi. The crowd surrounded him. Shame, shame, shame. Racist, racist, racist. Well, I'll tell you what, if that doesn't show where these people are coming from, these hateful individuals, how brainwashed they are to take a man who has devoted his entire life toward tolerance and understanding and peace. I mean, this is like saying that to Gandhi, because Wiesel is sort of like Gandhi in the way that he approaches the issues that divide us along religious and ethnic lines. Doesn't believe in them. And this is how he gets treated, because people are so brainwashed from cradle to grave in so many countries in the Middle East. It's sickening. You wonder, ladies and gentlemen, you really wonder what hope there is for that whole situation when you have such a display as that. Now, I am actually going to try to juxtapose that to today's first topic, because there was just a congressional hearing that we carried live for the past 3 hours right here on News Talk Online on Paltalk.com to discuss the failing newspapers. There were 2 points of view that I found very disturbing. One, that the government should even get involved with trying to save the newspapers. And I will tell you why. Once the government gets involved in saving the newspapers, then the newspapers are no longer independent. And you and I cannot depend on any information that they give us. This is a horrible thing, and I would hope that no newsman anywhere in this country would accept largesse from the government that it is supposed to be overseeing, watchdogging on our behalf. The other thing was, man, oh man, some of those congressmen used the forum as an opportunity to blast the news media. John Conyers, because he got arrested while protesting in front of the Detroit news plant during the strike by the News and Free Press employees. I was out there. I know all about it. He's had it out for the News and Free Press ever since. Why? Because the Sterling Heights, Michigan police arrested you, John? You're going to take it out on the News and the Free Press and attack them, as you did during the congressional hearing? And then the chairman of the subcommittee using a hearing about newspapers as a bully pulpit to attack Fox because he's a Democrat and Fox is so cozy with the Republicans. You know what? I don't necessarily disagree with you, Congressman, but that's not what the hearing was designed for, and that's not what we sent you to Washington to do, to conduct a witch hunt about which reporters have what kind of sources from the opposing party. That's not your purview. Get your hands out of the news media. It's none of your damn business. That's why we have a First Amendment that protects our speech and protects a free press. Now, how does this relate to what I just said a moment ago? The reason the mainstream media is on such tough times is because it's not covering these issues. You have to come to the internet to find out about what happened with Mr. Wiesel. Unless you have seen it on CNN or Fox or MSNBC or the BBC or in the New York Times and the Washington Post or the Guardian in the United Kingdom or whatever. And if you have, tell me and I will respectfully say I stand to be corrected. Anyway, should the government get involved in these failing newspapers in the United States? I say absolutely not, as much as we need those newspapers as a watchdog to protect our interests. That is really what they're there for. I don't want them cozying up to the government. In fact, by the way, I've always had a problem with newspapers accepting legal ads. You know, when they're going to have a meeting or they're going to have a bill that they're going to have to vote on. A lot of times they publish that in the legal news section of your local newspaper. Well, it's a good idea because it gives you an opportunity to read the bill and then reply or comment on it. But I don't like the idea of the newspaper paying the government paying the newspaper that is covering that government. It's really a bad idea. Alex in New York. Alex, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com. Alex, are you awake? Cassandra in the UK. Cassandra, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Well, thank you, Gary, and I don't see how anybody could be asleep after that rousing opening you